these narratives that are being told are part of the division to keep us pointing and blaming each other instead of looking at the system as the problem. And so when we can start to decolonize that and look at the system as the problem, empire as the problem, and that we, the people, it's us versus empire, then we can start using people power. We can start using collective power, community power. And that is what empire and fascism do not want, because fascism is built on us hating each other and fighting each other instead of fighting the authority, US empire, US government, and the capitalist stakeholders, because we're busy fighting each other. If we're gonna have any kind of general strike, any kind of revolution, any of those things, we have to be able to work as a community, because when things get tough, we need to be able to rely on each other to be able to get through. We need to make sure that the most vulnerable have food, have medication, have resources, so that when it gets tough, they are cared for and we can keep going in the fight and not bail on it because we're just trying to survive. We need to survive together. So these two sides, and then there's like a whole bunch of stuff in between, right? There's our most vulnerable, our most disenfranchised and marginalized, and then there's the people with privilege, power, access. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in between. But these are two things that I think that if we're going to come together as community, we need to really think about. How do we make sure our most vulnerable are cared for? Because that means everybody else in the spectrum over to the other side is also cared for, so that we can survive fascism and so that we can fight fascism, so we can change fascism and change this country into a place that we can actually all thrive and to shape a better society. So I'm thinking a lot about this, and I've been exploring ways to do this, because this is not my strength. I'm not a community builder, but these are the things that are coming up for me because I am in this most vulnerable, disenfranchised group as a person with disabilities who is struggling every day with these disabilities, and who knows that I will be absolutely fucked if I don't have my medication and access to the care that I need, because I've also been there. So I posted on my Instagram, I reshared a post. This is not my post, but I reshared a post that was about preparedness for a general strike. What I love about this post is that there are 10 things listed. Most of these things, like the first seven and 8 things, are things that are in general going to help us survive fascism as a collective, as a people. And I will also share the link, but this came from @TheGeneralStrikeUS. That's the Instagram account. These are the 10 things that crucial steps to take to prepare for a general strike. 1, join or create a local mutual aid group. 2, join or create a local tenants union. 3, join the debt collective if you have debt. 4, join or create a labor union. 5, join or create a workers' cooperative. Got to learn more about that one. 6, join the nearest community garden. Now, I actually got to look up where is my nearest community garden, because I don't actually know. 7, meet your neighbors and understand their needs. I do not know any of my neighbors, and I've been here for 7. Okay. 8, start conversations about the need for a general strike. 9, research past general strikes and examine why they succeeded or failed. Yes, that means you actually got to do some homework. And then 10, practice for the strike by spending as little as possible. Small businesses and mutual aids are exceptions.